So taking these slow, deep inhales, right? And then as you exhale, you loosen a muscle group. So maybe the first time it's your shoulders. And then in the next inhale, when you exhale, you focus on your hips. Allow yourself to have a bad posture for a moment and slouch over and just kind of loosen up. Some of you carry a lot of tension in your neck. And even though it's a nice, beautiful Sunday rising, you're sitting here like this. And you're not even aware of it because you're not aware of it. So I'm here to make you aware of it. You're sitting here like this. It's Sunday morning. Why are you so tense already? What happened? You know what I'm saying? So let's take a deep breath in and relax. Bring your chin to your chest. Look up at the ceiling or the sky. Chin to your chest. Just do these till you loosen up. We're starting off, I felt called to play the sacral chakra, which is in your lower abdomen. So whoever I'm connecting with right now definitely has some creative blocks due to something that they have not been expressing with your sacral chakra, your sensual energy, something there. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in as you slowly start to roll your shoulders backwards. Just continuing the breathing pattern that feels natural, that feels effortless for you right now, okay? Deep breath in. Spiritually, emotionally, carrying so much. Take a deep breath in. Let me know where you feel this in your body, okay? Take a deep breath in. All right? Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. This is a safe space. Don't worry about it. Close your eyes. I got you. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And I want you to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Come on. 6. I can do hard things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big sigh. Now take another deep breath in and just sigh it out. You don't have to hold it. Where are we feeling this in our body? Hi, Lady T. It's been a long time. Hi. Hi, Melinda. I love you. Thank you. Some of you woke up super, super anxious this rising, and we need to get to the root of why. Let's sit with it. Why are you so anxious? Some of you woke up with a lot of anxious thoughts, And some of the anxious thoughts that you've been having lately are the fact that you know that you have some maladaptive ways of coping with stress, pain, anger. You know that your addictions are what is standing in the way of you really being able to sit in these emotions and push forward. You are so uncomfortable sitting in difficult, painful emotions that you keep repeatedly doing these maladaptive coping mechanisms, and it's not even hitting the same anymore. When you go out to, it's not even hitting the same anymore. When you do this, it's not even getting you where you really want to be. When you constantly are dating somebody, those of you that are addicted to people, you know who I'm talking to? Those of you that just all of a sudden you just keep finding yourself in situationship after situationship after situationship after situationship. You know what I'm talking about? That's also an addiction. Those of you that realize that you cope with your pain eating sugar and it's making you feel bad and you're not sleeping good and you know that you have parasites and you know that you have really bad gut health right now. You know what I'm saying? All these things are starting to come up to the surface where you're like, yo, I'm not my best self and I'm not thinking clearly because I'm not connecting. I don't have a healthy schedule. I'm going to bed with sugar and falling asleep on the couch with all the TV blasting and the phone right by my ear. I have a really shitty schedule. I have a really shitty routine. You know what I'm saying? This is the uncomfortable truth that a lot of us are getting to right now, now that we've really climbed through a lot of the mother wounds and a lot of the father wounds, and we're still working through it. A lot of us are getting a lot of downloads on how we are standing in the way of where we really want to be. And this addiction is it. You are so craving the alone time. Those of you that need people, that think you need to be people, my serial daters, my people who are scared to be by themselves, you know that you are craving alone time and solitude more than ever right now. That's what your soul is craving. Maybe your ego isn't, but your soul is craving solitude and really figuring out who you are, independent of always being in someone's face and someone always laying up next to you. You're actually exhausted Because a lot of times the people that you have in your life right now, because you're not really emotionally available, they are taking a lot of energy from you, and you barely even have energy for yourself, and you're giving energy to someone and you don't even have it for yourself. You're not even a fraction of where you want to be. You have so much stuff that you need to comb through in your life, but you steady got energy to be entertaining a relationship. Yeah, I'm speaking to someone specific. You always got energy to be going out to dinner and staying up late and on the phone and up in someone's bed, and you're not even recognizing how much energy it is to give your body to somebody. You know, you always have that energy, but then you're steady not where you want to be, working a dead-end job that's also draining you. I think I'm speaking to someone who's super avoidant. Yeah, that's what, oh, Spirit, thank you. I'm speaking to someone who has an avoidant attachment style, someone who'd rather escape and run instead of looking at shit directly, and then you end up making stuff 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? The person who gets the $30 parking ticket and just doesn't want to look at it because, and then all of a sudden that $30 parking ticket turns into $130 because you let it get past the late fee. Or now you got to go to court and be even more inconvenienced when all you had to do is pay the $30, but you don't like looking at it. It's ugly. I don't like looking at it. It's overwhelming. Just that $30, the fact that I have to get on the phone and call it because you're overwhelmed. You're overstimulated, and you give all your energy to everybody instead of sitting down. You're the person that when you do get alone time, you're calling someone constantly. When you do get alone time, you're scrolling constantly. When you do get alone time, you're watching TV. You can't just be with you. And that leads me to believe that there's something that you don't like about yourself. There's something that you don't want to know. There's something that you don't want to talk about or discuss with you. So you constantly stay busy. Every time you get some free time, you spend it out on the streets or somewhere where you can be distracted. Distraction is what is keeping you stuck right now. You fiend for it. You love it. You love it. You look for distractions all day long. So it's a tool so that you don't have to look at you. You love that you have to work all day. You take every single shift, even though you know you're dead tired, even though you know you need to lay your ass down and sit with yourself. Oh, is there a shift available? Yeah, I'm going to go into work, because you can justify it because you're making money, because you're not in a good environment and you're not in a good situation right now. So you need the money, but you also need to sit with yourself. You see the predicament that you always find yourself in? Something's always more important than you. Something's always more important than you. You're always on the back burner, and you're always going to do it later, and you're always going to do it when it's... But you don't recognize that until you do it. You're not going to have the clarity and the ideas on where you actually want to go next, instead of running in circles, doing the same shit, expecting different results. You got to sit down and really get honest with yourself, because a lot of you guys are actually scared of your truth. You're scared of the fact that you do want to be a professional guitarist. You're scared of the fact that you do want to be a professional singer. You're scared of the fact that you do want to make an album of sound healing. You're scared of the fact that you do want to start speaking your poetry, or you do want to be a public speaker, or you do want to be a life coach. You're scared of the fact that you're starting to come to terms that none of this other shit will make you happy, and the things that will make you happy are the things that scare you. You know that you need to be seen, but you're scared of being seen. That's the predicament that you're in, but you know it's the one thing that you have to do in order to feel happy. You know that you want to be a DJ. Hi, Louie. You know that you want to be a DJ. Hi. I'm getting ready to tap in because I'm over here pushing my friend. It hit me yesterday. One of my best friends is a DJ, and I think that she's amazing. I love how she DJs. I love her music, and I'm really hard on her. And I noticed that every time I'm like, you're the best. Come on. You need to get gigs. You need to step in. And I realize I'm pushing her because I'm really wanting to push myself. Maybe she doesn't want it as much as I do. Maybe she's a great DJ, but she's not as passionate. Maybe she doesn't want to be on the stage at Tomorrowland. Maybe it's something that she's good at, and just because I see it doesn't mean that she wants it just as much as me. Doesn't mean that, and I'm projecting that. Hi, Louie. I think we've done this. You know? I'm projecting my qualities and the fact that I know that I will be an amazing DJ once I just actually learn the technicality. But what scares me the most? Learning the technicality. What deters me the most? Learning how to do all the other stuff that's like not fun, and maybe I'll mess up, and I don't like when I mess up, and so I'm just going to push this other person because she knows how to do it. She has the technical skills, because in my mind, if I had this level of skill that my best friend had already, I would be trying to book and go. I would be showing I want to do it. So I said, Kristen, stop pushing her to be somewhere where she's clearly not ready to be, and sit the hell down and focus on yourself. You are pushing her because you are scared to do it yourself. And I realize we project that. She is her own person and she'll do it when she's ready. And there's nothing wrong with being an encouraging friend. There's nothing wrong with encouraging your friend. But when it comes to the point where you know you're being too harsh and you're being too much and it's over the top and they're like anxious, it's too much. And that's a really big indicator that there's something that you need to do. There's something that you are ready to do. And instead of trying to force people to be where they're not ready to be, it's time for you to step in yourself. And that's something that I had an epiphany yesterday. I was like, man, I've been so like pushing her. And I'm always like, you're the best DJ. Come on, you need to step in. I can see. No, I can see it for myself. I'm going to be a badass DJ. Once I learn the technicality, my love for music, my musical timing, the music, the technicality and the counting and the natural rhythmic, like just knowledge that I have, the way that I love all these different genres and like all these weird, obscure songs over the years. I'm like, why do I like this? And why am I drawn towards this weird ass thing? It's because I'm meant to be a badass DJ and I'm meant to introduce people to these weird ass parts of my brain that I usually just keep with myself. And luckily I have other best friends, hi Louie, that also have this real deep ass love for music. And guess what? Guess what's always been on my my list of like what I want in my soulmate, like my lover. I always have said the perfect lover for Kristen Underwood is going to be someone who loves music just like me, and not just like, yeah, I like this song here and there. No, I want to stay up until 5 a.m. looking at different music videos. I want you to show me different weird ass shit. Like I want to stay up and talk about the lyrics and what did you think that John Mayer meant by this? And who did you think that he wrote that for? And what, oh my God, have you heard this guitarist? I've never heard a solo that's the kind of shit that I like. And guess what? I've found that in my friends. I have found that in people, my friends, and it may not be a romantic lover, but I have found friends that share that deep passion, that stay up all night and do it with me. And so what I'm trying to say is that a lot of us feel like we are lacking because we have not found romantic love. A lot of us feel like we are lacking because we don't have that romantic partner that knows us the best and that does all these fun, deep things that we've always wanted to do. But I'm trying to tell you that you do have it around you, but you're just not giving enough effort to it. You're not nourishing it. You're not seeing it for what it is. You keep thinking that it has to be this way when you have so much love all around you on a daily basis, and all you have to do is choose to tap into it. The love is saying hi to that stranger on the street and maybe saying, hey, you know what? I do have a few extra bucks. Let me go get a slice of pizza for this homeless person. That is love. Do you know how good that's going to feel? Do you know how good you're going to feel when you do that if you have the ability? There's been a lot of times where I've had a few extra bucks and I've wasted it on candy. I've spent it, and not that I'm not deserving of candy, that I'm not allowed to have candy, but sometimes it feels better to say, I don't even need this candy. This candy's not even going to make me feel good. And someone could actually use a meal. You know, I'm telling you, receivership, like giving, gratitude, is the highest form of receivership. I don't have much. I can't do what I want to do on a large scale right now. And I kept telling myself that, Kristen, when you get these millions in, when these millions come in, oh my gosh, the nonprofits, the way that you're going to be able to help the homeless, because clearly the people who have the capital right now, they're not interested in that. So I'm not going to just settle for that. I'm going to make my own capital. I'm going to start doing my own shit, right? Because what am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and complain that this person is choosing to do what they want to do with their money? Okay, everybody's got free will. You want to choose to do what you want to do with your money? I'm going to make the money and I'm going to choose to do what I'm going to do with mine. That's how I'm feeling. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to get in the game and play the game and do what I want to do. But until then, I'm not going to not do anything. If I have some extra money to get even one person a slice of pizza, that's already taking steps in the direction of my benefit. Is it not? If I have some extra money because I was blessed and I got an extra client that I wasn't expecting, I have the money to go do something that I want to do a pizza party, do something extra. Because I am very aware now, because I've had more limited money, and because I've been humbled in this season of my life where I haven't had the cash flow that I'm used to, and I haven't had the money that I'm used to. I now see where I waste money a lot, where I've wasted food a lot, where I've just been like, oh, I'll get some more money, I'll get some more food tomorrow because I get paid in 2 weeks and I'll just do it. And I know I have more, so who cares about this? No, when now that I don't have that structure, now that money is kind of like tight, and sometimes I don't have all the money that I need sometimes. No, I want to eat this damn salad. I'm tired of wasting the salad, you guys. I can't be wasting the spinach now. You know how we just be buying the spinach? Nah, I need to eat the goddamn spinach and stop going out and buying food when we got food at the house. I understand why my mom said, nah, we got food at the house. Now I understand when I said, Mom, can we stop here and get this? And Mom said, nah, we got food at the house. I understand that. I called my mom and said, Mom, I get you. I got you. I understand you. I'm sorry if I gave you a hard time. Okay. I understand that times were tough and you were like, nah, like it took me a lot to get these groceries. We need to eat this food. That's where I'm at. And so I'm sitting here and I'm living it and I'm understanding it now. And it's making me understand my mother, and it's making me have all these lessons. So when I have the extra money, instead of me going to waste it on some bullshit food that I'm trying to get out of my system anyway, and I want food to be back a treat, you guys. For me personally, I want that candy bar to be a treat. I don't want it to be a part of my everyday nutrition. I don't. It's getting too much. I want it to be like, oh wow, I haven't had a candy bar in a while. That's how I want it to be. I don't want it. I'm giving myself too much grace with the sugar. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like the cravings. I don't like the parasites. I don't like I don't like none of it. So if I don't like it, then why am I doing it? That must mean that something's controlling me, because it doesn't make sense. If I don't like it, if I keep having negative experiences every single time, why do I keep eating it? It's because them parasites got me, okay? And not no more. So I'm trying to be more mindful and intentional. So if I'm going to the store, I'm like, yo, if I'm getting ready to waste this money on this cake that I know I don't need, let me go buy somebody a meal and give back. That feels better to me right now. I want to give back more in ways that I can right now. I don't want to say, oh, just because I don't have the millions. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm feeling. That's where I'm at. Ooh. And I'm just loving it, you guys. The more and more that I keep integrating my anger, the more and more that I keep integrating my insecurities, the more and more that I keep integrating the jealousies or whatever it is that I've felt that I've deemed as like, oh, this is not something I would want anybody to know. Every time I integrate something that I wouldn't want people to know, I feel more empowered. I feel more empowered. And I know that it's not everyone's journey. I know that it's not everyone's path to spill the beans and tell everything and go through everything, but I know it's mine. It is my journey. It is my purpose to go through this spiritual awakening and go through this dark night of the soul on display, if you will, so that other people, to be a guide. If that is what I signed up for, because it feels so natural, it feels so good, it doesn't feel like it. And I also know that I don't have to share everything, and there's things I can keep for myself. But for the most part, I enjoy processing this with you guys. Yeah, you can ask whatever question you like, and how to express anger in a healthy way. So let's start talking about the things that make us angry when we're not triggered. So whether it's booking a session with me or having a trusted friend that you know is not going to judge you and that's going to let you talk, and saying, saying, man, it really used to make me angry. Start to really sit with it, intentional. When you think about it, what are some things? Like for me, when I sat and thought about it, how my dad would never let me speak. You know what I'm saying? My dad never letting me speak used to make me so angry. So then I would start speaking about it, and then it would lead me to stories, and then those stories would lead to memories. And then all of a sudden, sometimes I would start crying. And I was like, okay, good. I'm tapping in. That's what we need to do. So start recalling the anger when you're not triggered. Okay, so what question did you have? Can I ask a question about confidence? Yes. So what question do you have about confidence, darling? I love talking about this because this is one of the things that I help my clients in Emerge and my one-on-one clients. I help them embody the confidence. Oh, Louie. Louie, it means so much to me that you say that. It really does. It does, it does, it does. I hope you know. Thank you. It means a lot to me. So yeah, you guys, how to embody confidence? Can I tell you? Because I feel like maybe that's the question that you're going to ask. But the way that you embody confidence is you get comfortable with your insecurities. This is the way I know how to do it. Many other people have done it in different ways, but I'm speaking to my own experiences. As soon as I said, you know what, I'm done. That's Louis. You know what? I'm tired of walking around with these and going in rooms and who knows this about and is this safe? I said, I want to be safe within myself. I want to be safe within myself so that way, no matter where I go, no matter what space I'm in, no matter where I'm at, I'm safe to be who I am. And then I can determine, is this room safe for me? Is this a room that I want to be in? So at first, I'm not going to walk around guarded. I'm going to feel it out intuitively. I'm going to go into these spaces. And I'm just going to listen to the dialogue. Sometimes all you have to do is listen to people talk to see where they're at, to say, yeah, I'm definitely not going to share this heavy ass thing. Look at what we're talking about. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can just listen to be like, this is not a safe space, so why am I going to even put myself in this position because you know what I'm saying? Some people can't hold you. You know. Or you do the work to become safe with yourself, right? You work. And for me, like I have these insecurities. So I said, all right, I'm done hiding these insecurities. I want to bring these insecurities to light. So get your journal. If you guys, I forgot to tell you at the beginning. So grab your journal and grab a pen. I'll wait for a second. I don't smile or do things that include people because my teeth. How do I get over that? Okay. Yeah, I mean, the physical stuff is really hard because society conditions us to think that this is the conventional beauty. But really, I think that the imperfections are what make us beautiful. And I love that about people. And I actually noticed that, like people's noses and just different things that I think that people would normally say are ugly or imperfection, I actually feel are really beautiful. And so you have to do some mirror work. You got to start looking in the mirror and smiling and noticing the beauty instead of looking at it as a negative. This is a part of you. And I mean, unless you're wanting to get braces, unless there's something like that, and I'm not sure what it is that's the problem, or not problem, but imperfection. But I think that like the differences and the imperfections are what make people so beautiful. I really am. I am so attracted to that, to be honest. And not that it matters that I am, but I'm just telling you, like when I see people with little things, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it just, I'm really attracted to it. And so I would start looking in the mirror, and this is what I did because I felt like my dark skin was an imperfection. Okay. I felt like, hi, Joel, Grand Rising. I felt like my dark skin was an imperfection. And so it's like, how am I going to change this? Right. And it was robbing me of having such beautiful moments of being in the sun. Oh my gosh. I love summers now because I'm not scared to go in the sun and get darker. I actually love how I look when I'm all sun-kissed, when I'm out in Mexico, out in the sun. I feel so vibrant. I feel good. The sun is life. And I can't believe I've been robbing myself of those experiences to be in the sun. The sun was made for me, babe. Okay. So I had to really start looking in the mirror, and I had to start surrounding myself and look, even if it was just videos of other dark-skinned women that were like looking beautiful and like wearing a crown and like with their head up. And I'm like, wow. And I'm telling you, it was very foreign for me to see Black women, a representation of Black women really loving themselves and feeling hot and feeling sexy. And so then when I started doing solo travel, and I started going to like Colombia and Peru and all these different places, and I had my natural hair out and my huge fro, and my skin was super dark because I was outside, and the way that people were responding to me, and I was like, oh wait, what the heck? People were like, oh wow, I think you're so beautiful. And it really just showed me, no, there's still just, a lot of internalized hatred and a lot of internalized racism that I had within myself, and obviously a lot of racism in this country. And I had to recognize, oh, I was conditioned to not love my skin. I was conditioned to feel this way. And so I even think that about our own imperfections. I'm sorry, I didn't see your name, but I feel that about our own imperfections. We're conditioned to think that if you have a gap, nope, that's ugly. You're conditioned because you see commercials all day long where you're like, oh my gosh, look, it's perfect and I love it. And here we can close that ugly gap, when really I feel like gaps and all these things are so beautiful. Or we're conditioned, when we see commercials about these ugly crow's feet. These ugly crow's feet, these ugly crow's feet, crow's feet, crow's feet. Here's a solution to something that's not really a problem. It's just a natural part of life. They're making it a problem and then saying, here, we can sell you a solution. And on top of that, the solution may not even be healthy for you. Okay? So I'm saying all that to say that we have to see it differently. You're seeing it through the eyes of society and that conditioning. I challenge you to start saying beautiful things and things that you like about yourself on a daily basis, and watch how you change. Because I'm telling you, at first when I started doing the mirror work and I'm like, I am beautiful, I love my dark skin, weaponize something that you kind of turn, yes, Louis. Oh, when I started saying, and my coach that I hired in 2021, he was like doing all the mirror work, and at first I was like, I'm not resonating with this doesn't feel authentic. This doesn't feel real. I don't like this. But then the more and more I did it, and the more I just spent time alone, and I canceled out the noise, and I started seeing more and more Black women that I was like, wow, they really are so beautiful. There was times where I looked in the mirror and I was like, wait. And my skin, after going in the sun, go figure, after spending time in the sun for like the first summer and like really healing my inner teen by going to the beach without needing an umbrella and wearing long sleeve. I just went to the beach and was like, yo, the sun is made for me. And so all of a sudden I was like, you guys, I'm telling you, I will remember the day I walked past the mirror and I was like, wait, I actually feel beautiful. I really do. I actually really know, like, the mirror, this is not me forcing it. This is not me pretending I faked it till you make it. I think I've made it. And everything changed. And then once I saw that I was able to reprogram such a deep program, mirror work is so powerful. Once that clicked, I started realizing, my brain is a tool for me. And for the longest time, my brain has been running me. Now that I just did that, I'm about to be reprogramming everything. And I saw it as a game. I'm like, okay, I want to think, how do I want to feel about my body? How do I want to feel about this? And I just started doing mirror work, doing this, and it became a game. I don't know. Maybe that's just like the neurodivergent in me. That makes my healing a game, but I feel like my healing's like a special interest. And I love it. Okay? Mirror work is just looking in your mirror, but not, and looking past it. You know how we can look in the mirror and we're actually looking at the outfit, but I'm talking about looking past, looking into your soul, looking past it. And it's kind of like you go into a daze. Sometimes you can go into a dissociation. Sometimes for me, it can get super blurry because I'm really just in it. And you're like, I love myself. I am so beautiful. I care deeply about my feelings. Whatever it is that you're wanting to reprogram, just looking at yourself with just admiration, looking at yourself with such like grace and tenderness, like looking at yourself the way that you want your partner. And I think a lot of people, it's easy to resonate because we can fantasize so easily about how we want to be loved by our partner, how we want to be touched. Those fantasies are so easy, right? But then when we think about ourselves, it's kind of just like, we can't think about that love without the partner. So it's like, how do we just see this for ourselves? How do we see it? Even if you do have a partner, even if you're in the best, happiest, loving relationship, how do we still create this space to just love ourselves deeply? Therefore being able to go deeper with our partner, right? The more that we can really step in and show ourselves more grace and compassion in ways that we used to be critical, then we can show more grace and compassion for our partner. It's not always just about like that physical, right? And when you can be more emotionally connected, and when you can be more emotionally safe, when you can give more grace, that does invite more deeper intimacy physically. So I'm just learning so much. And it's really awesome that I'm at the point now where I'm no longer really that scared of my darkness. I feel like I've really worked through a lot of the things that have scared me. I'm not saying that I won't be having any more challenges, but right now I'm like, yo, come with it. What's next? I really am very aware and present with the fact that I have worked through some darkness. Your girl is resilient. And like, I know that people say, well, I shouldn't have to be resilient, and stop using that as like as a positive. And no, we shouldn't have to be, but it is this what we signed up for. It is the path. And I like that I'm resilient because of that resiliency that I had to learn in childhood is the reason why I feel like I'm like, yo, I'm remembering who I am. I got through this. And also remembering that I've already survived. I've already survived these dark days. Now I'm just finally feeling it. So it's like, it doesn't have to be so scary. It is at first because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this really scary stuff. But then once you realize like, oh, I can get through this, and I can make some tea, and I can sit on the porch and just breathe, and I can lay in bed for 3 days, and I can listen to some music, and I can do a meditation, and I can call a friend, and I can walk in nature, and I can lay in the grass, and I can float in the ocean. And then you remember that you have all of these tools that God has given us to get through it, that we're not alone. But sometimes there is moments where you have to physically be by yourself, maybe without any other humans. But laying under that tree for a couple hours is going to be so healing. Sometimes you don't even have the words. Sometimes you need to just lay on your back, looking at the clouds like you used to when you were a little child, letting the tears slide down the side of your face and go into the earth. Sometimes that is what you need. It's not a conversation. It's not a therapy session. It's not words from mom or a phone call from dad. It's just you hiking in the mountain by yourself. You know? It's just you going to the beach by yourself and just allowing yourself to float like a starfish. You know how we used to just allow ourselves to float and you can't hear anything, and you just look up at the clouds and you just take a deep breath and you just know you're safe. Everything's good. I'm at the beach. I know where I'm at. I'm looking at my surroundings. Okay, just take a second. You know, I feel like we forgot about these parts of ourselves. This is the stuff that we used to do for hours. Remember when we used to float in the pool and our parents would be like, get out. Gosh, you've been in that pool. It's because we were regulating to the world around us. And especially as children, I can't even have a voice to really articulate all the things that I'm going through. I need to be in this pool for 12 hours, actually. Yeah, I actually need to be in this pool for 12 hours. I didn't know. That was me. I was a water baby growing up in Florida. Yeah, it's very common to be like a water child. I love it. So, okay, so I just need you guys to start using these tools and remember what you used to do when you were a child. Remember. Remember when you were really young and okay, I have to play it, okay? And I hope IG doesn't kick me off. IG is a little more strict when it comes to music and copyrights. Okay, but I have to tell you, which one? I was like in elementary school when this song came out, okay? People hit those notes, I get like goosebumps, I start crying, I will get emotional, I will get pissed off that I'm like, if I could sing how like Whitney Houston could sing, you could not tell me shit. If I could sing like that, like I have so much like, it's crazy, like how I feel about singers, like that can hit it, the feeling, and when they're like killing it, I'm like, oh my God. It makes me like, dude, when I'm just really in it, watching a singer really vibe, like literally, I see how my face will move involuntarily. When I'm watching them, when you're just not worried about being judged and you're just connecting with an artist, it's so beautiful. Like the energetic exchange when you're just allowing yourself, not worrying about how you're being perceived, and you can just connect. Like, this is why I love art. This is why I love music. This is why I love the unmasking process, because it really allows life to be more fruitful, not always in your head, worrying about what people are going to think. What are they going to think about how I'm dancing? What are they going to think about if I'm doing this or doing that? No, let me just come to this. I came to the show to vibe, and I don't want to spend the whole time worrying about what you think if I vibe. I just want to vibe. And half the time when I'm in my head and then I just let go and I just get in there, immediately someone's like, oh my God, I love your vibe. And I'm like, thank you, Spirit. Okay, thank y'all. It's sometimes when I'm in my head and I'm like, oh my God, I'm the only one, or am I too much? Sometimes, I get in my head and then I'm like, stop. This is your favorite song, just dance. And so then I'll let loose. And then once I just let loose and just start letting myself be weird, and I think about that little girl inside of me, and almost instantaneously someone will come up and they're like, oh my God, I love your vibe. And I'm like, all right, okay, damn, all right, damn, Gina, damn, all right, yeah. All right, so I think we should pull some cards. Let me not get too much into channeling. Let's pull some cards because I do want to do some readings today. I know I'd be saying it, but I'm really just being true to myself on where my energy is and what I feel like doing. I don't force myself to work and do things that I don't want to do. Sometimes I feel more called to do more sound healing some weeks. Sometimes I've been feeling more called to do more breath work. Right now, I feel like doing some oracle cards. So I don't force myself. I have a plethora of ways that I can work and share my message. That is what I like. Because I'm someone that doesn't like the mundane, because I'm someone that really did not like the monotonous of like going to corporate America and doing the same thing every day for several days, I decided to create a job where I could get my message and heal people in multiple different ways that feels good for me. So if one day or a certain time, you guys will know, there was months and months where you guys didn't hear me play my instruments, right? You remember that. There was like months and months where you guys didn't hear me play at all or do any breath work or anything. And I was just speaking. Then I got kind of bored of that. And I'm like, you know what? I miss doing the music and I want to do more music. And then I incorporate that. That's how my brain works. And so this is why working and for myself and creating this business is perfect for me, to be the best version of myself, because I'm not stunted or stifled by the containers and parameters that corporate America had. Even if I were to love corporate America, even if they had a corporate America of spiritual healing, right? Even if they had a corporate America of sound healing, I still would need the freedom to do it my way. You see what I'm saying? It's not even about the job itself. It's about not being able to do things the way I want to do it. And so if people think this is our way, this is my business, and this is the way that we think is most effective, and then I keep trying to say, but what about this? But what about this? And they don't want to hear it, then I'm going to say, to hell with y'all, and I'm going to go create my own business. You feel me? Stop trying to tell other people what they need to do. Stop trying to get mad because people don't want to collaborate with you and they don't want to take your input. They don't have to, baby. Just like I don't have to on my business. You guys could come to me right now and say, Kristen, I think your business would be better if you did this. And I would say, okay, cool, because I'm not a tyrant and I can take people's consideration. It's not like I know everything, but I also have the right to say, I hear ya, but I'm going to keep doing it my way. And that's nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not doing anything wrong. Where it is wrong is when I'm exploiting people. Where it is wrong is when I'm, doing things to people that are not good, which is a lot of things that happen in corporate America, which is why people get so upset. But for me, at the end of the day, I got tired of getting upset. I got tired of gossiping. I got tired of bonding with people at lunch at my corporate job, talking about how we hate it and this is bullshit. We hate it and this is bullshit. I was like, I don't want to bond with you guys over this shit. I want to get a plan to get the fuck up out this bitch. That's what I want to do. I don't want to bond over we all hate it and we're all stuck here. No, the fuck we're not. I'm not stuck nowhere. And actually get from around me saying that. It's the fact that we keep saying this shit, which is why we're in this loop. It's the fact that we keep saying that we're stuck is why we're stuck. Thank you. Oh my God, I love that. That matched my outfit. I love that flower crown. Thank you for the gift. So that's actually the reason why we're stuck. So actually, I need to go sit over here by myself today, and I need to brainstorm with my notebook on some things that I love. And I started thinking, what do I like to do? Well, I like to do personal training. Why don't I go get my personal training? I like to do that. I love doing that. You know what I'm saying? I know, Renee, I know. And so then I said, well, if I like doing personal training and I'm already doing it for free and I'm already doing meal prepping, because at the time I was using personal training was a big outlet, like just training myself. And I love documenting my journey. I've always loved to be seen. That's the Leo moon in me. I always love to be seen. I always love to share what I'm doing. I always love to help people. I'm a Leo moon. And instead of feeling bad about it because I steal the shine from people, I say, no, fuck all that. I'm shining, and if I'm too bright, put some motherfucking sunglasses on, because you can shine too. I'm not dumb. Me shining is not dimming you. You're dimming you, babe. And I'm done dimming me because you're sad. I'm done dimming me because you don't want me to be bright, and no, I'm not going through all this. It only makes sense. We can both shine together. Okay? All right. So once I decided that, I started taking myself seriously. And I started studying for my NASM. And instead of, you know what I did? Instead of taking the week off and going to do some bullshit vacation and not even happy and whatever, just a little 1 week escape, I took off a 1 week to study. Okay? I took off my 1 week vacation and I used that to study. Day up, sun up to sun. When I tell you I was up at 5 a.m, I would go to the gym, come back, and it was ready for the books. I would write, because I have a photographic memory, so I would write. I would like rewrite the book. And I would go to different coffee shops. And I used that vacation, and people were like, you didn't want to go anywhere? That's crazy. I would never want to use my vacation to sit here and study. And I said, that's exactly why you're not going to be where you want to be, baby. Because you wouldn't use your vacation to get ahead. And that's exactly why you're not going to be where you want to be. It's different. I'm built different. And once I started to realize that, not everybody is the same. Not everybody is focused. Not everybody is driven. Not everybody is resilient. I realize that now. So then I put in my 2 weeks before I even took the test. That's how much I believed in myself. I put in my 2 weeks before I even took the test. And if you failed the test, I think you had to wait another 6 months. And I rented out my home. And I was under contract and said, here, I want someone to live in my house for a whole year. And I'm going to move to LA and become a personal trainer. That was my plan. I really put myself in a position to have to do it. I couldn't even come back home for a year if I wanted to. So I rented out my home. I got my NASM, put my 2 weeks in, sold everything on Facebook Marketplace, and moved across the country. Hi. So, I talk all about this in my podcast. I have my podcast that's linked in my bio. You can listen to it on YouTube, or you can listen to it on Apple or Spotify. And I tell you how I take the leap of faith. And this is pretty much, I just started you off. It's like I was doing a little reading. And so now you can go listen to the rest. Go listen to how I took the leap of faith. You're going to have to do something that makes you uncomfortable, guys. You're going to have to do something that scares you. You're going to have to do something. You're going to have to stop, and look at these addictions. That's something else that we're going to talk about. And we're going to do a reading around the addictions, because I've had to look at my own and the ways that I cope with stress, and the ways that I cope with anger, and the ways that I cope with sadness. Write this down in your journal. What are my insecurities? So the first thing, when I told you to get your journal, what insecurities am I still hiding? That's the first journal prompt I want you to write down. What insecurities am I still hiding? So think about something. Think about insecurity where if you told it on a live, you would be mortified. Think about a secret that you have deep down that no. It brings you a lot of anxiety to think about the secret getting out. Think about a secret that you just thought you would always go to the grave with. And then I want you to write it out on that journal prompt. And only you don't have to share it with nobody, but I want you to get it out, and I want you to write it on paper. And if you have to sit with it for a second, it's okay to sit with it for a second. All right? So that's the first journal prompt. What insecurities am I keeping in the shadows? For me, it was all around my sexual trauma. It was all around my sexual trauma and what my mom's boyfriend had done to me. That was what I thought I would never talk about that. Ever. Ever. Because I convinced myself that it was my fault. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate you if you can pin that. All right, so let's see what's going on, Spirit. Let's see they were trying to tell us back then and we weren't listening, bitch. It says, set your spirit free. It's the only... Okay, then one more, and then I promise. One more, okay? Please tell me that you didn't just lay out, just do like ballet to this, okay? I know you did. What is going on with the collective? What is going on with the collective? Okay, am I channeling someone from Great Britain in it? Okay, am I channeling someone? Why did all of a sudden that accent come up? Okay, am I channeling someone from Great Britain? Who's on here from Britain? Show yourself, reveal yourself. You're on here, I know you are. Reveal yourself. Where's the UK? Hello, I know. And you're like, girl, and that's not even an accent. Y'all over here saying, and anyway, we didn't know who the hell you were talking to, because who is that? A water girl? That's who it is. You know what I'm trying to do. All right. So pretty much, oh my gosh, this is very, very clear. Damn, the message just came out like boom, bop, beep, bop, bam. Okay. So pretty much the reason why you are suffering is because you're not being honest. The reason why you are suffering is because you're being silent. Have you heard of the term no more suffering in silence? Well, if you haven't, I have a whole podcast segment called No More Suffering in Silence, and it's where I reveal all about my sexual trauma. So if you are done suffering in silence and you have that kind of trauma, maybe you should go listen to my podcast and then start getting comfortable, because that throat chakra is blocked, and this is why you're not happy, because you're not speaking up. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling bad for you anymore when people are disrespecting you, but you refuse to speak up and set boundaries. It's not them, it's you. You don't speak up for yourself, and you want people to just know how to love you and know how to respect you, but people are going to take what you give them. And by you staying silent, you are giving them the opportunity to take advantage of you so that you can always be the victim. Okay? You are not the victim anymore. You were the victim back then, but you're not the victim anymore. You were the victim when you were a child, and there's a part of you on this journey that needs to validate that part of you. You have to validate that part of you that actually was a victim, that was taken advantage of because you were helpless, because you were vulnerable, because you were disempowered. But now you have the ability to step into your power by using the voice that you didn't have in childhood. Now you keep staying silent because you refuse to make terms with the fact that you are no longer that 5-year-old little child anymore, and that you have to be the one to save you. No one is coming to save you. You are the one. It's you. It's you. So suffering in silence will end when you are ready to be honest with your truth. Suffering in silence will end when you speak your truth. How can we help you? How can we relate with you? How can we be there for you? How can we sit with you? How can we, carry you if we don't know what you're going through? You wear such a good mask that you got it all together all the time. So I'm just going by what you're showing me. Okay? I'm just going by what you're showing me. New beginnings are on the horizon. New beginnings and new doors are going to open when you stop making excuses and you start stepping in to what you know. If you don't have a lot of friends right now, it's because you're not supposed to have a lot of friends right now. People are going away because you're distracted by people, because you're not looking inward at what the bigger picture is. That's why people are going away. You know what I'm saying? They go away because they're not meant to be at your life right now, because they're a distraction, because they hurt you, because they're not a good environment, because they don't uplift you, because they're a trauma bond. There's so many reasons why people go away. And so instead of being here feeling like we're in lack, wondering why, we need to sit with, well, damn, am I really where I want to be? I actually need to spend some time alone. I'm actually happy that these people are gone right now, so I can actually sit with me and sit with what I need to do, because I've been so distracted by people all my life that I don't even know who I am. You know, I don't even know who I am. But I'm over here. I want to meet a soulmate, but I don't even know who I am. Who am I? What am I really looking for based on who I am? am aimlessly going through life wanting a partner, not based on the essence of who I am? Don't you want to find somebody that connects with the essence of who you are? Yes, I want to. I want a really deep love, Chris. I want someone that knows me like the back of their hand, that really takes interest, that I don't have to fight to get to know me. And I'm not looking for just a perfect love. I know love is not perfect, but I'm looking for someone who actually wants to do the work with me. I'm looking for someone who wants to choose all these different versions of me, the angry version of me, the sad version of me, the funny version of me. Well, in order for that to happen, babe, you got to choose all these versions of you, because if you keep going in with these insecurities, you're going to keep self-sabotaging. Even when you do meet the soulmate, you're not going to feel good enough for that person because you don't feel good enough for yourself. I know that I am worthy of love. All of me. I also know that there's going to come a time in my relationship where I probably will lose my cool. I really hope not. I really hope that I've released enough anger to not blow up. But there may come a time where it gets the best of me in that duality and I lose my cool because I feel so frustrated. But I also know that I am gaining so many tools to be able to come back from that a lot quicker. And I know that I have tools of being able to admit when I'm wrong. And I have tools of being able to say I'm sorry. And I have tools of being able to integrate and do things different. I know this about myself. So therefore, I don't have to go into relationships with that insecurity of like, I got to make sure that I have to suppress this anger. No, I can go into a relationship and say, hey, this really made me angry when you did that. Can we talk through this? I want to kind of like work through it. And after taking time to sit with myself, I realized I wanted to know if it was just me, but after taking time to sit with it, it was actually something that you said. And I don't think it was intentional, but I realized that when you talk to me in this tone, it really triggers me, because my dad used to talk to me in a very condescending tone. And I don't even know if you realized that you did it, but you started talking to me and you kind of did this, and it just made me feel like I was just like this little girl, and it made me feel really small. And I want to nip it in the bud now, because that really dysregulated me, and I could see how angry, and I could see that I wanted to like snap at you. And I know I don't want to do that, because we're a team and I love you. And I know that you probably did not do it. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then the person, if you've really met the person that I think that you could do it with, they 9 times probably, hopefully will respond like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for letting me know. I didn't realize I was doing that. And I don't like that either. I don't want to talk like that. And then they're going to sit here and say, damn, I realized my mom used to talk to me like that. My mom used to be very condescending. And then you're like, damn, okay, so instead of us bonding over the trauma and tiptoeing around and shit and just acting up, let's heal with the shit now. Heal with it, shit. Let's heal with that shit. We can see that we're mirroring something. And we just healed a pattern with each other through communication, through not running away, through leaning in and having the consciousness to know that your partner is not your enemy. If you have to feel like this is your enemy and you have to protect yourself, is this the person that you're supposed to be with? If this is the person that you're choosing, but when things get tough, you have to literally put up a shield and run away and avoid them or get super, is that the person that you should be with? If that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what I keep asking myself. No, the person I'm with, I want to just be able to lean in. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Leslie. Hi, y'all. I want to be able to just lean in. I want to be like, this is the safe space. And I know that like it may not feel safe in the beginning because it's going to take time. I know that trust is earned. That's not just something in the beginning. This is why I have to approach dating and relationships very different than I did before. I used to just throw it all in, have all of me. No, you will court me and we will go on dates and you will actually get to know me and I will see if you're actually asking me questions. I'm not going to, you know what we used to do? We used to go back to our homegirls or our friends and be like, yeah, everything's good, but he doesn't really ask me really that many questions about me. He doesn't really like go deep. And that's something that's a red flag. That's you saying, hey, this person is not trying to get you to know you on a deep level. This person is keeping it surface level for a reason. You're the one asking. That doesn't feel good because you want someone to take an equal interest in getting to know you and not feel like you're just pulling teeth, right? So if you notice that, don't ignore it. If you notice that, don't sweep it under the rug, babe. So after a while, when you keep asking them questions and you keep asking them questions and you keep asking them questions and then you feel like they're not asking, they're just talking, stop and say, hey, can I let you know something that I've observed? It doesn't have to come from a place of knuck if you buck. That's what I'm saying. I think sometimes we get so defensive, even in the way that we're delivering, thinking that people are doing stuff intentionally when really they may not recognize it. So first and foremost, give people the benefit of a doubt. Don't come at people like this, because then more people are inclined to come back at you like that. What do you expect? You're over here accusing me of something that you have no idea if I'm doing this intentional. And people don't like to be accused of something that they made, people don't like that. And I don't like that shit. So I'm trying to treat other people and give benefit of doubt. So that's where the emotional regulation that we've been learning comes in. Take a step, take a breath. So then you would say that, hey, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something that I've noticed? And you can smile and you can be loving about it. And then they'll probably say, yeah, I've noticed that you don't really ask really any in-depth questions when it comes to get to know me. And they're like, oh, really? And you're like, yeah. And, I don't know if we were clear about our intentions with this, but I really am looking for like a life partner, someone to really, do life with and that wants to build something with. And so like, I really want someone that's interested in actually getting to know me. And on top of that, you've made like several references towards my body and certain things around intimacy. And it's making me feel like that's where your head's at right now. I could be wrong. I'm not telling you that this is the truth. I'm just letting you know that this is how this conversation and interaction is making me feel. You see with that directness and that truth? Do you see that directness and truth? There's no room for anything. There's no room for interpretation. Oh, wait, but I thought, you see what I'm saying? I'm not accusing you. I'm just letting you know how I feel. It's not what I know. This is how I feel, but you can't make these articulations and you can't have these conversations when you're disconnected from yourself and dissociated from yourself or scared to speak your truth because you don't want to ruin the vibe. Hey, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm dating with a purpose and intention. My energy and my time is valuable. It is. So I want to make sure that we're going in the right direction. There's nothing wrong if you want to be intimate. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I just want to be upfront with you. If that's where you think this is going in the next couple dates, it's not. That's something that I'm going to reserve when I actually feel emotionally connected with someone, which is why I was trying to get to know you. Yeah. So you're like 10 steps ahead of yourself. Okay? You're 10 steps ahead of yourself. Let's see if we're actually a good fit to be friends before we start thinking about being in the bed together. Because I don't want to just have those experiences with just anyone anymore. This is the truth that I've never spoken that made me the perpetual victim. This is the truth that I've never felt empowered enough to speak to men that made me the perpetual victim. I had to own it. It wasn't just the men that were taking advantage and doing stuff, and some of them were, and it was, and I'm going to give it the credit. There were some that absolutely took advantage, but I also did not speak up, did not know myself, would invite people over to my house way too soon, knowing damn well that I was not strong enough to say no if they tried me, and knowing that they were coming over to try me, because we haven't built anything, and they're already telling you by starting that kind of conversation. A lot of times, with my experience, men are very much like straightforward with what they're looking at. They will start with like the intimate conversation and all this stuff very soon, very quickly. And then we try to reel it back and say this and that instead of just being direct and saying, hey, I can tell with the conversation and the way that you keep going that you're looking for this. This is not what I'm looking for. So I think that we shouldn't waste each other's time. Nothing wrong that you're looking for that. That's just not what I want. So I don't want to do this push and pull because that's what it's going to be. I want more of a deep connection and I want more time. You want more of something right now and to feel good and to have a good time right now. Nothing wrong with either of us. But that just means that we're not compatible. You feel me? Instead of trying to force it and trying to say, oh, I can tell that this person really just wants to have a good time, but because I'm going to make them see how amazing I am and they're going to go deep into it because they're going to see how amazing I am. No, that's not how it works. You're going into it already on a different level and frequency with the hopes that you can make them be what you want them to be. And then you're going to get upset when they don't become that. That's not okay. That's manipulation, babe. And you think that you're being altruistic because you think that what's best for them right now is for them to settle down because that's what makes you happy. It's actually quite selfish. It's actually quite selfish. And you think that you're being altruistic, but it's really your trauma. Instead of you recognizing that this person is not where you want, is not where you need them to be, or what you want. It's not what you're looking for. So you're trying to force them to be. You're going to pretend and manipulate and get them to fall for you and then say, okay, now I want you to change this, this, and this. No, that's not how it works. Accept people for where they're at or go a different direction. Be vocal about what it is that you're wanting and get honest with yourself, because there's been so many of you that have gone into these casual situations really wanting something serious, but you're scared to just own it and say, no, I really do want something serious. And you try to go with the flow. And then when exactly that happens, you're up here with a heart hurting. Oh my gosh, because sex is not that casual to you. Stop downplaying that. It's sacred. Stop downplaying it. It's sacred. Stop downplaying it. It's sacred. And that's okay. Society has you thinking that you're stupid because you want to wait. Society has you thinking that you're a bad or a prude because you want to actually get to know somebody first. Society has us all warped that this is something that we should be doing all the time, every other week. No, you're draining your energy. This is why you don't have any of your art done. This is why you haven't written that song. This is why you don't have that program done. This is why you don't have that music finished. This is why you don't have your poetry, because all your energy is going towards that. Taking it slow can look like going 3 months and not even kissing the person. Taking it slow could be going 3 months and just holding hands. Taking it slow could say, you don't even get to my space. You don't come over into my house until this, and this. And if someone says, oh my God, you're absolutely crazy, if you think I'm going to take you out for 3 months and not get nothing, okay, thank you. It's nice for meeting you. You just let me know that you're not my person, because my person is okay with waiting, because my person has more control. My person is not just seeing me as an object. My person knows that we will get there. And my person also wants to get to know me too, because they're not seeking validation from what my body can give to them. I'm not someone's validation, the person that I'm seeking. So absolutely, I understand it. I'm not going to make you feel bad that you could not fathom waiting 3 months for me. I know that I'm worth waiting 3 months. And just because you can't see that doesn't mean that I'm going to step down my standards to make you happy right now. So it's been nice. Thank you for the dates. And I'll see you later. I'm not going to prove it to you. And I'm not going to lower my standards or what I have, what I know in my heart, if I'm not ready to do it. And then get upset when I'm feeling drained and this doesn't feel like a good exchange because I knew that we were not on the frequency. I'm not upset with you. I'm upset with myself because I knew that this was not something I was ready to do. And I betrayed and abandoned myself so that someone would stick around, not recognizing that this is not even the person that I want to stick around. An old version of me just wanted to be chosen, even if it was by someone that was not good for me. I just wanted to be chosen. That I was willing to take anything that I could get. I was desperate. And when you are dating in a desperate energy, you get into some desperate situations. And we want so badly to blame that person when the writing was on the wall from the beginning. You were the one that did not accept that who they were, where they were at, made you anxious. You couldn't even handle it, not recognizing that that's probably something that we should look a little deeper at. The fact that I'm so anxious around this person. The fact that I don't feel safe around this person. The fact that I feel like I have to do things that I'm not ready to do around this person. The fact that I have so many things that I really want to say, but I don't feel safe. That should be an indication that maybe this person is not for me. But because we're so attached to the outcome, we are going to make this person fit. Because we're attached to the outcome, we're going to force it. Because we're attached to the outcome, we're going to deny our own needs and our own wants and our own boundaries. Because I just need to be with somebody, not the right person, just anyone. Because that looks a lot like mom. Mom had man after man after man, and they were shitty men. But as long as she had a man, she felt like she was worthy. She felt like she's made it. Dad was a womanizer. He always had to have a woman, always had to have a woman. And when dad has a woman, he disappears. So you grew up with people that look to other people as validation, and you're confused on why you're doing the same. Why it feels so hard for you to stand on your own 2 feet without someone next to you or in your phone or constantly validating you. Why you feel like it feels better for someone else to tell you that you're beautiful than for you to look in the mirror and say that you're beautiful yourself. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. You think that it is. You think that it is. You think that that's true. Okay, let's see if I can remember it. I know self-love is the best love, but I still crave someone else's love. I know I need to stand on my own, but I don't want to keep standing alone. I know I don't need outside validation but why does it feel so damn good? Because somewhere down the line we were lied to. We were told love and wholeness lives outside of you. So thinking we were empty, we started to search. Searching for love in other people, and what we thought was love made us feel weaker. And then one day you just hit a wall and you really start to question it all. And you realize not everyone is who you thought they were, and not everything is what you thought it was. So you have no choice but to go inward. It's the only place you feel safe for once. Welcome home. Yo, that's where we are. Yeah, we've been lied to. I can't tell you that this is the most love I've ever felt in my entire life. Writing my book and publishing my book was the most love I've ever felt in my entire life, that I was finally doing something that was meaningful to me. Not always chasing somebody else, not always looking to somebody else to say, am I enough? Not always looking for somebody else. Is it me? Am I enough? No, I decide that. You know how beautiful that is? It feels so good to feel this all on my own, and to know, wow, when someone does come in, the right person, the person that is meant to be in my life, oh man, what are we going to build together? Because look what I'm already building for myself. Look how I already feel about myself. Look how I already treat myself. So I already know without a doubt, because of the way that I finally love myself, that my relationship is going to be full of love. And it's going to be full of challenging times. And we're going to have to grow together and continue choosing all these different versions of each other. Yes, absolutely. But it doesn't have to be this catastrophic thing and purposely trying to hurt people and purposely trying to bring people down. And that's what a lot of my relationships were. And now it feels so good to be the partner that I know wants to lift people up and speak life into my partner and really love my partner and provide a safe space for my partner and go all out for my partner. And also knowing that that love is going to be reciprocated. That is what I've always, and people have always said, I've always dreamed of my wedding day. And I haven't really always dreamed of my wedding day. I've just always dreamed of like just beautiful days with my partner. Like the most beautiful, high vibe, story, textbook, unreal. This is the best energy, best weather. It just seems like this is our fucking movie moments. You know what I'm talking about? Windows down, driving on a beautiful open road, the music and the vibes is perfect, looking at each other with such real love, knowing like there's no bullshit, there's no lies, there's no deception, there's no hidden agenda. Like you're down for me and I'm down for you. Like finally, we're done with the bullshit. We've been there. We've done that. We've got it out of our system. And if there's something that comes up, we'll get through it together. That kind of shit. That's the vibe. If it's not that, I don't want it. Getting a tent on the beach. Having a tent on the beach and bringing my sound speaker, my Bluetooth speaker, and listening to music all night under the stars all night. Pitching a tent, getting a ton of blankets, having snacks, listening to music, going back and forth, sharing our favorite songs on the beach, camping out. Yep. If it's not that, I don't want it. Yeah. So, yo, right now, I'm gonna have my no, hold on, wait, Landon. What's her name? What's her name from Landon? A Walk to Remember. What's her damn name? I cannot believe. What's her name? A Walk to Remember. I'm gonna have my Walk to Remember. Okay, you gonna have me. You gonna have. I'm gonna find the person that listens to me so thoroughly. What's that? Mandy Moore. What's her name? No, but what's the girl's name in the movie? It was Landon, and the girl was sick, and he said, "What? Wait, what? Didn't he give her the tattoo?" You guys, I feel like I just had some kind of like clairvoyant. Do you guys, come on. You guys, A Walk to Remember. Remember she said, oh, I always want a tattoo, but he knew her dad was not going to be able to get her. And remember he got her the tattoo? What was it? Wasn't it? What was the tattoo? And he like put it somewhere around here. He put it somewhere around here. Allie, I know. He put it somewhere around here. What was her name? Why can't I remember her name in that movie? Can someone look? This is really making me sad. What was her name? Because I know that movie one word for word. Why is this coming to me right now, you guys? Why is this movie randomly coming to me? When is the last time you watched that damn movie? A Walk to Remember. Jamie Sullivan. Yes. Jamie Sullivan and Landon. She goes, oh my God. And then he says, come here. I'm manifesting someone that says, come here. And I say, Landon, you're acting crazy. What's wrong with you? And he said, right now, you are straddling the state line. You're in two places at once. Yes. Okay. All right. I want to. Okay. I'm manifesting someone that listens to me that damn deeply. That will go through the damn. You really thought through that shit. You thought through it, bitch. You said I'm gonna find a way. Okay. All right. I'm ready. I've never had someone be that. I've always been the one going all out, and then in return, it was not like that. And then I was made to feel like bad or selfish for wanting that in return. And it really did get to me. And I'm like, man, I guess I'm just not deserving of this. And I just should be doing this from my heart. And that's what I would say. I'm like, I guess I'm not doing it from my heart because I want it to be reciprocated. And this was the lie. And then I said, no, I'm deserving of it being reciprocated. Hi, Dr. Barry. I'm deserving of it being reciprocated. And yes, of course, I'm going to feel some type of way when I keep giving, and you're never thoughtful. I'm over here listening to your stories. I'm the one asking you questions about your childhood. And then when you're talking about your childhood, I'm the one taking mental notes of your favorite candy and your favorite movie and your favorite this. And then I go out of my way on your birthday to say, hey, guess what we're doing today? I got your favorite movie from childhood and we're going to have your snacks. I like stuff like that, and I deserve that in return. I want you to ask me stuff, and I want you to take notes about what I like and what I love and what my favorite places are, and plan a trip and say, I remember that you said growing up your favorite place was St. Augustine, and so I thought that we could do a little staycation getaway in St. Augustine. You know how much I would just bawl? I feel like I'm going to cry right now. You know how much I would bawl? That doesn't take much. And I'm tired of feeling like I'm not deserving, or that the fact that I want that you're not doing it from your heart. Yes, I am doing it from my heart, but I want you to take interest in me. Okay? So, no more suffering in silence. Your truth will set you free. As soon as you're honest with yourself, all the new beginnings will start. You can't have a new beginning if you're not honest with what you really want. You can't have a new beginning if you're not honest about what you really want in life, guys. Okay, so let's open it up. Who would like to start? We're going to do 3 cards for 10 or 7 cards for 20. Coco, my book's already out. My book. And journal. I haven't been promoting it as much. I'm going to do a relaunch party. To be honest, I haven't given my book and my journal the credit and the love that it deserves, because honestly, my book came out on the very same day that the hurricane hit. Okay? My book launching party came on it was on the same day that Hurricane Milton hit Tampa, and my dad was dying. My dad was dying. So I just kind of was like, you know what? Like, just that my attitude and my inner child was like, screw this book. Like, no one's going to give a shit anyway. Like, look at all this other stuff. People are literally losing their homes. Your dad is dying. Like, and then my friends were like, no, you tell us when you're ready and we're gonna do, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Danny, thank you for even saying that. And I was hosting a group and holding space for, yeah, like, you're right. Thank you for saying that, Danny, because I didn't even take that into consideration. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. So, and there may be some typos in there because that's everything that was going on. I had no power for a week. All my food went bad. I had to fight to get the money so I could replace it, because at the time I actually really did need the money to replace my food. I'm like, for once, I actually really do need this stimulants because I'm not getting money. I'm not working. I'm going back and forth to the hospital. So I'm not taking clients. I'm taking care of my dad back and forth every single day in the midst of trying to write this book. So there may be some typos in there, which I had a lot of shame around, but I've worked through that and let it go because I'm only one person. And I'm doing it all on my own. And I'm proud of myself for still publishing it and doing what I said I was going to do. And not only did I publish a book, but I simultaneously created a journal to help you guys go deeper. And I didn't do this because I just want to do it. I did this because I want to help you guys. I did it because I want to help people. And I also want to help myself. And I said, how can I create some passive incomes that will allow me the space to create other things that I want to do for myself? And so I said, write this book. So in 90 days, you guys, I wrote both of these, cover to cover. Designed and created everything all on my own and edited it all on my own while my dad was dying. I'm giving myself the flowers and the credit that I deserve because I don't celebrate myself enough. I'm already like, oh, well, the next book will be the guest. So I guess the next book. No, some people will never do any books. I need to celebrate me more. On to the next, on to the next. Nothing's ever good enough. I feel bad I don't want to throw a party. I feel bad. I shouldn't throw a party. I don't deserve it because there's typos and it's not really good. The next one that's better deserves a party. No, stop. It's never going to be good enough. It's enough right now. I'm enough right now. I'm enough right now in this moment. More than enough. More than enough. So the book is out and you can get it. The links are in my bio. All right. Let's see where we're at. Thank you. Let me go put some lip gloss on. Take a hit of this real quick. Hold on. Wrong one. Thank you. Thank you for holding space. Okay. All right. So who's up first? What are we doing? What do we need to know? What questions do you have? What advice do you need? Clearly, I'm tapping into the right audience. Come on now. Also, so the addictions, they're being made very apparent, okay? And I want to let you know, some of you guys have addiction to worrying. Some of you guys have an addiction to procrastinating, to freezing. Some of you guys have addiction to always making excuses. why you can't start. So I don't want to get it twisted that addiction is somewhere on Kensington Avenue in Skid Row. I think sometimes we get very much like, oh, Skid Row, that's not me. Nah, I'm not talking about that. Some of you guys have an addiction that's keeping you stuck in these loops where you're like, bro, you got to get started, or you got to let go of this person. It's so obvious that you have to let go of this person in order for you to move forward. I don't know what else, you know what I'm saying? And it's like addicting to giving up on yourself, addicted to like doing it one time and then making an excuse. Oh, I don't need to be consistent. Addicted to sugar. Thank you. Addicted to shopping, over consumerism. I'm going to play Crystal Waters. Before, if you guys don't know, I already have music out. It's all the links and everything is in my bio, but I already have music on Spotify, all major platforms. Crystal Waters, Ascension Leap, and Om in the Park. They're all three very different. So go ahead and try them. Check it out. Listen to it. I would love it. I'm still streaming them. I have new music that is coming out soon that you guys are going to love, a chakra alignment. And I'm going to have my inner child meditation soon. Wrong password. I did do the wrong password. It's so funny that you said that because I did do the wrong password. And that's weird that you said that, Leslie. So I'm going to put this on. Please make sure you follow my Instagram. I put way more like lifetime and like stories on my Instagram. I love sharing my day with you guys and being super funny, music, how I'm moving through things, a lot of movement videos. So please make sure that you follow Erica. I got you 7 cards. Please make sure that you're following my Instagram and make sure that you're following my YouTube because I am starting back on my YouTube. I just started filming content today because I was like, I gotta just start. I keep talking about it and not doing it. So if you enjoy the podcast, if you want to have a visual version of that, make sure you're following. That supports me. And just, sharing my content. All the things are ways that you can help me absolutely for free to get my content out there more. Okay? Booking one-on-one coaching calls and readings are open. My books are open. When I'm not here doing the lives, if you don't catch me with the $20 or $10, you have to do a full in-depth reading. It's 45 minutes. It's a coaching session, a vent session, a release session, a somatic session. It's a whole bunch of different sessions, okay? So if you're ready for a release, if you're ready to let go, if you're ready to have a safe space to let go of this feeling so you can move forward, I'm your gal. So book the session. I will get to the root of it very quickly. It's not hard. Okay. You just have to be with someone that can see, that has done their own work, which is where I come in. Okay. Some of you guys have been in therapy for 5 years and you still don't have the root cause. Okay. Dr. Barry, it's $10 or $20, depending on how many cards. Yeah. Some of you guys have been in therapy for 5 years and you're still no closer to like embodying nothing. Like, okay, we can't intellectualize. You get stuck in analysis paralysis. At some point you got to start. You're not going to be fully healed. You're going to start feeling better when you start doing better. That's what they don't tell you. Here's the tool. So this is what we'll go over. Have the conversation with mom. You need to start stepping in with the job. You love this to do this. I give you very tangible steps on how to get there. And then it's up to you to do it. Okay? Alina, aren't readings bad? If you think they are, if you believe they are, then maybe. It just depends on what you believe, you know? Everything is subjective to the person and their experiences and what they've been told. For me, no, I don't think so. But everything's subjective. So you see how they feel to you and then make your own conclusion. 7 cards about a month ago. Did you? What was your name? What was your name and where did you send it on? Let's start with Erica because I think that's the first one that came in. You're welcome. All right, let's see. Let me know where you did it. I said, oh, okay. I think I was waiting for you and I did. And I came up like 4 or 5 days and I was waiting for you and I said, where are you? Where are you? And you didn't come back. And I did. I came for a week. I promise you I did. I did. I did. All right, so I'll loop you in, okay? Let me get started then. Erica is up first. That was the first one that I saw. So let me get you in there, Erica. Erica, you in here? Dr. Barry, I got you. Erica, you in here? Okay. All right, Erica. Erica. Ooh, all right. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Erica, I needed to tell that to you because you've been going through it emotionally. All right? Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter. You've been going through it, Erica, and you've been going through it for a while, and this is where your spirit team is telling you to lay it down. It's okay to lay it down now, Erica, okay? You've been through some rough times and you find yourself in these situations over and over and you are tired of it. You are ready to change your life. You are ready to make a new name for yourself. You are ready to really step into this main character energy where you handle your business, okay? You are starting to become more and more aware of your gifts. That's the first card that came out for you. You are gifted, okay? The fact that people feel safe with you, the fact that you can have these conversations with people, is your gift. There's something about being of service and helping people. You love helping people. You have a really kind heart, but sometimes it gets overshadowed by this anger. And this is what you need help with. How to process and integrate your anger. Let me know if I'm onto something here. Let me know if I'm onto something. Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I'm tuning in. Let me make sure we clicked in with you. I want to make sure I'm clicked in with you. I want to make sure I'm clicked in with you. I'm getting really, really goofy, guys. The more and more I unmask, the more and more you're going to get these different versions of me because I'm unmasking. So whatever I'm feeling in the moment is just how I am. And so I love that for me. And I love it for you too, because I think I'm entertaining. All right, so Erica, okay, so yeah, you are very gifted. I think clairvoyant is coming up for me. You have the ability to see. You have some vivid dreams, and sometimes your dreams scare you because you're like, I don't want that to come true. The link is in the bio, Sarah, because you're like, but don't be scared of your gifts. People are coming in. There's something with mom. You had your dad that was gone. There was something with an absence. There's something that you're trying to appease with dad still, but there's some pain with mom. Y'all used to be throwing them bows when you were younger. Throw them bows is what I hear. Knuck if you buck with mama is what I hear. Okay, see what else is coming out. Yeah, you grew up feeling a lot of despair, but you always knew there'd be some type of light at the end of the tunnel, Erica. You always knew there was going to be some light at the end of the tunnel, but you grew up feeling a lot of despair and feeling just very misunderstood and alone in your pain. Okay, and this is why you always go isolate yourself when stuff gets really heavy. You always isolate yourself. You don't want nobody to see you sweat. You're someone that likes to be in it. Now, you ain't gonna catch me slipping, but now you're noticing that you can't keep the energy in, Erica. You can't. You start crying all the time. You're not as tough as you used to be. And the thing is that you don't want to be. You're so tired of people seeing you as this way or this. You are actually very sensitive. You are very fragile. You have a lot of feelings. You're very tender. And you want that version of you to be loved and seen too. You're so tired of having to wear this damn guard and armor all the time, protecting everybody. You always got to protect everybody, got to fight people's battles. But no, you don't have to. You choose to as a distraction from yourself. You don't have to do that. You never did. You think it's your role because that's the way that you can get love. If I protect people, then they'll love me. If I protect people, then they'll love me. But the person that you're really trying to protect is the version of you that you see in other people. The disempowered version of you that you see in other people is who you're trying to protect. That inner child is who you're trying to protect. Woo, we starting out hot today. Make sure you guys are asking me before you send it, because sometimes we get in there and all of a sudden I'm 20 deep in, and then I'll be on here till 1 o'clock. All right. So please ask me before you send, like it says in the message, or it should say. I may have changed the message. Make sure you ask me. Okay, card 3, balance. You got to bring more balance. And particularly when it comes to your emotions, you are trying to balance it out. You don't want to be numb of emotions. Like some emotions that you're numb from are your sadness. It's okay. Are your sadness. Some of you, you're numb from your sadness because that's emotion that hasn't been safe to feel growing up. But then one emotion that's overly disproportional is your anger, because that's how you've protected yourself growing up. So now we want to come into balance. It's not weak for you to cry, babe. It's not weak for you to cry. And that anger is just a mask for the deep sadness that you have. But I'm here to tell you that your sadness is valid. Your sadness is valid, especially the sadness that you have around your dad. The sadness that you have around your dad is definitely valid. Okay? You got to take a risk and start opening up. You got to take a risk and start opening up with your feelings and start being real and honest and start to showcase this side of you. I feel you, Sarah. Okay? Start to open up these other sides of you. Okay? You got to open up these other sides of you. You want to be seen and heard so deeply, yet you hide behind this mask. And so it's kind of like, it's contradicting. Your behavior and what you want and what you say you want is contradicting. Erica, it is. It's because that confidence, you have that false sense of confidence that came from this persona, and you now are feeling the most insecure because now that you're letting down this armor, you're like, oh my God, people are starting to see me, and it's scary because you're not used to being seen. But this uncomfortable feeling that you feel right now is just a temporary adjustment. Okay? It's just a temporary adjustment that you feel until you start to build your true confidence on truth. So everything that's not true is going to break down. Everything that you weren't being real about is going to be coming up to the light. Everything that you feel in the darkness is being revealed, babe. For your own good, though, because you can't keep going on this false identity. You can't keep going on this infrastructure that has all these gaps and these holes in it. So spirit is going to break that shit down, and it's up to you to build it up on a place of truth by being real about who you are and how you feel. All right? Stop with the coping. Whatever way that you cope, whatever's the biggest way that you cope from your pain, whatever the biggest way right now in your life that you are running from feeling some uncomfortable feelings, stop. Whatever that is, you don't have to put it in here. You know what it is. All right? Last card. So stop with the coping, and not just hard stop. Obviously, start to be mindful of it. I know that sometimes we can't just hard stop with some of our addictions, but there's something that you're doing currently in your life right now that has been the biggest self-destruction, the biggest detriment to why you're not where you want to be. Because it's blocking you from feeling something that is keeping you stuck. You can't get to the truth of who you are because whatever this is that you're coping with is stopping you from going to the depth that you need to go to understand yourself, babe. You can't heal on the surface. I just heard that. You can't heal on the surface. Last one. Whew. Man, I didn't know it was going to be like this. And it's sadness. It's sadness. There's deep sadness. I feel you. I feel you. It's really messing with your energy. So let yourself feel that sadness, okay? Erica, I hope that helped with you. Let's start with that. Start with that. Feel those feelings. Start being this real version of you instead of playing this character. You don't got to play a character no more. All right. I hope that helped. You're welcome. All right. Let's see where we're at. Ashe, are you still... Wait, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look. Yeah, I think it was either the 10th. Okay. Ashe, are you in here? Ashe, are you in here? I want to do yours before I get too deep into it because I already am a month behind, clearly. Clearly! All right, let's clear the energy. You better be in here now. See, that's what happened. You disappeared now, and then I went on to... Okay, I see you liking it. Okay, I see I was about to go in. See, that's what happened now. You disappeared and you didn't stay here. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Slow down and have patience. All right, so that is the first message for you. What's going on? What's going on with you? What is going on with your energy? What do your spirit guides need you to know? What's your spirit team want you to know? What's going on? Yeah, you're bored with where you're at right now, babe. You are bored with where you're at right now, and not because you're not busy, not because you don't have things to do. It's because you're not in alignment. You're not in alignment and you haven't been, but you've been working on getting into alignment, but now you're still recognizing, nope, there's still something out of alignment, and it's because you're not really following your heart. You're not being real, true, honest about what it is that really makes you happy, and you're not going for it in a way that you need to. And if you've started, it's time to go more. It's time to do more steps. Okay? What's going on? There's going to be something to celebrate. There's going to be something to celebrate in the future for you. So if you're worried about something that you want to create, if you're worried about going a direction, and if it's going to be successful, it's going to be wildly successful because you're doing something that you love. You're not going to fail. If it feels good, you're going in the right direction. And it's going to be successful because the happiness that comes from doing what you love is the success. The money and everything that comes from it is just the added cherry on top, I'm trying to tell you. So whatever it is that really makes you happy, you have to know that you will be successful doing it. Your spirit team is ready to give you your flowers, is what they said. Your grandmother is ready to help you. Your grandmother is one of your main spirit guides. Your grandmother is with you all the time. She is ready to, ooh, and she just, look, there she goes. She just hit it up. What? Divine Mother on your mom's side. Okay, yes. So grandmother, you are being reborn. You're having a new life, but you're going to have to look at what it is. You're going to have to step in. There's some shame that you still need to let go of. This is why you kind of are procrastinating and kind of just stuck in a loop, because there's some things that you need to look at that bring you a lot of shame, and it's painful. But your new life is on the other side of integrating that shame and knowing that you are still worthy and deserving and loving despite your past and the things that you've gone through. Because you've had some stuff that's happened that you haven't wanted to talk about, and it's time. Grandmother, this mothering energy that is with you, a spirit guide, this mothering matriarch spinner energy is like, I got you. This is you being reborn and being really loved and contained the way that you needed to when you were a child. You are that love for yourself. So there's something that you need to get off your chest. Whatever it is, it's time. You can't move forward without it. That's why you're kind of bored in life. All right, 3 more cards. Yeah, you are going through a huge ego death, a huge cycle. A huge cycle is coming to an end in order for a new beginning. So that makes sense. In order for that new life to start, you have to have an ending. So such a beautiful ending. Sunsets are proof that even endings can be beautiful. Maybe you're having a hard time closing a chapter. Maybe you've been given guidance for a very long time that something needs to be over, but the ego part of you is just so scared to let go because you have a deep-rooted fear of the unknown. Maybe. Okay, you don't want any more from here. Let's see if we have a spirit animal. Oh, okay. This period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. This period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. So the penguin is letting you know that this dark night of the soul, you are going to get some relief. You are coming out the other side, but there is something that you need to look at so that you can finally put it to rest within your subconscious. Okay? It's passing. Your spirit team needs you to just look at something. There's something that's been so painful in your childhood that you haven't wanted to look at, and it's keeping you stuck in this loop of undeservingness because shame is the lowest vibration that we can feel. So if we feel undeserving, that means that we're ideally going to procrastinate because you don't feel deserving. You don't feel deserving. You're going to treat yourself subpar because you don't feel deserving. So we got to allow ourselves to get to that darkness, even though it scares us, to look at it and reprogram it and say, wait, I never deserved to feel this shame. That shame is actually those before me and I'm carrying it. Okay? Why are you laughing? What's funny? And last but not least, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. It is time for you to stand up and use your voice and be here and not worry about how you're perceived, because that is a big part of your block too, is that you like to keep the peace and you don't want to ruffle no feathers. It's time for you to ruffle the feathers. It's time for you to speak your truth, even if that pisses people off. You're not doing it intentionally, trying to be malicious. If speaking your truth implicates people, then that means that they need to start sitting with the shit that they want to hide from. That means they need to start sitting with the stuff that they don't want you to reveal. That's not on you to keep secrets for everybody and have to sit with all this stuff because you're trying to save everybody else. But what about you? Do your feelings matter? Damn. It's causing chaos within you because you're trying to keep the peace out here. That's not fair to you, babe. Okay? Okay. All right, that's it. I hope that helped. Thank you for waiting a whole month. I appreciate you. See, this was the perfect time. All right, let's see who we have next. I know we have PayPals and so I'm going to look at the times now. Let me see. Okay, got that one. I know Sarah's at 10:40, but let me look at PayPal because I know we had those first. I hope that helped and appreciate you. Yeah, well worth the wait. Yes. Okay. Okay. Activity. Yeah. All right. We got Abina. Oh yeah, Dr. Berry. Okay, Dr. Berry. We have Dr. Berry, and then let me look at the time here. We have Aliyah, and then we have Gloria, and then we have Sarah. Literally based on the timings of when all the payments came in. Dr. Berry, Aliyah, Gloria, and then, oh wait, I know we had a Venmo too. Let me look at the Venmo. Hold on. I know we had a Venmo. Okay, and then Dexter. Okay, 17 minutes. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're still in that order because that was 17 minutes. Okay, let me see what time that was. All right, Dexter. All right, so yeah, that is the list right now. So it is Dr. Berry, Alenia, Gloria, Dexter, and then Sarah. Dr. Berry's up next. Remember that. Someone remember it, please, because I'll forget. Dr. Berry, are you still in here? All right. Let's see what's going on with Dr. Berry. What is it, guys? Want you to know. Immediately a grandmother comes in, Dr. Berry. Immediately an older grandmother, very wise, someone. I feel like you're close with her, but you may not be. You don't have to. But I feel like you're close with her and you really value her opinion. You really value her advice. And maybe she's not here anymore. And that hurts. There's some pain. There's some pain. Okay. Some pain, but also pleasure is coming in too. But there's things that you carry, but so much stuff. Hold on, let me just keep going. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of feelings. Boredom, new life. Okay, these came through for you too. New life, boredom. You're ready for some next steps. You've been doing something consistently, and now you are ready for something new, something exciting, some type of breakthrough, and taking that risk and taking the leap of faith. And you have taken leaps of faith. You have taken risks, but there's some other risk. And I think that's where that grandmother comes in. There's something with the grandmother. There's some energy with mom. There's something that you still need to really look at head on, face, look at, not sure, close out. Blind spot coming is what I'm saying. But have grace. And you do. Just another deep layer. Okay? Just another deep layer that's wanting to be revealed so that you can really step into a version of yourself that is even more confident than where you are right now. And I think you didn't even know that you could feel this way, that you didn't even know that you could feel this good and feel this driven and feel this, spot on with yourself. But there's more. There's deeper layers. There's more is what I'm hearing. Okay? So have grace. Have grace with whatever blocks or whatever stagnant energy you may be feeling right now. You're not meant to be going right now. You are meant to be contemplating and reflecting and releasing and being in a state of hibernation right now. And sometimes it's really hard for you to slow down because once you're on a momentum or something goes, you feel like you got to keep going or you're going to lose all your success. And that's not true. A light that shines too brightly burns out. Okay? You deserve pleasure. And some of the pleasure is allowing yourself to be bored. So you saw with the last person, the boredom was around not stepping in, but you have stepped in. There's something more that you're pivoting and changing towards. There's different layers, but also allowing yourself to be bored and not feeling like you always have to be producing. There is pleasure and just being able to sit under a tree and just say like nothing. I love that. And I do that all the time. And that's sometimes what the lettuce sometimes helps me do, where I have many days where I just sit on my porch and sit in the grass and sit in the sunshine and just, and I'll fight the feelings of like, oh my God, this is a perfect Thursday afternoon. And you could be building this and writing that and doing this. And you could be doing this and doing that. And I say, I could be, but I also could be sitting here just resting my brain. I could also just be sitting under this tree enjoying nature, listening to the birds, because this is also feeling really fucking good. So reframing this boredom like it's a bad thing, like we always have to be preoccupied. Okay? And so we can do that. So, and you deserve pleasure. You deserve happiness. So making sure you're spending time for joy, spending time for pleasure is what your inner child is telling me. Okay? Your inner child's telling you this new life that you're creating, you have more time to just have fun and explore. You're not always working and you're not always creating to receive money. There's something that's coming in that's going to provide you with the financial abundance to where you're going to be able to travel is what I'm hearing. You're going to be able to spend some time somewhere where you can just really rest and just be. That is coming. That's something that's coming in this new life. But there's something with the grandmother energy from the beginning that came in, something that grandma is wanting you to do. And I think it is take care of yourself. I think that you come from a generation or a long line of very strong feminine energy that had to do it, that had to push, that were in their masculine energy, that sometimes rest feels foreign and it feels like undeserving. But you're going to need to rest to continue releasing where you're at right now, okay? And sometimes that feels like a risk of losing it all. Sometimes the rest itself feels like a risk because if I rest too much, I'm going to lose the momentum. If I rest too much, I'm going to lose the grind. But sometimes you're creating from a place of lack at that point. You're creating from a place of distrust because if your body is telling you to rest, if your body is telling you to slow down, then are you not trusting yourself? Are you not trusting your heart? Are you not trusting that you don't always have to grind in order to make money? This is very specific. I don't know what's going on or who you're talking to or what's happening, but when the more that you slow down, the more that you let go of it, the more that you're going to become magnetic, babe. The more that you trust that you've done your job and you've planted your seeds, the more that you can give yourself the clarity of what's next and where you really want to pour your energy into. So the risk in slowing down is not a risk. It's actually what your spirit team is asking you to do so that you can release some more feelings, some more things. You're taking off that mask. You're unmasking in a really big way. And you're also recognizing the people in your life that are still very much masked, okay? You're recognizing the people in your life that are still wearing a mask. And so you've taken a lot of layers off. Okay, that's what I keep saying. You've taken a lot of layers off. This is not your first rodeo. You've done a lot of work. You've taken but there's something currently right now that you are looking at within yourself that maybe you haven't wanted to see. And that perfectionism just came up. I just heard that word, perfectionism just came up. Let me know if that sits with something, perfectionism. Let me pull a message from the universe. Your aura is so calming. Aw, thank you. That is a very good compliment. Let's pull your last card, okay? Your last card here. Stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. This is the perfectionism. Whenever you make a mistake, it's really hard for you to just pivot. It really dysregulates you because of something or however you were treated when you were younger, or whatever you had to do to receive love when you were a child. It involved in you not making mistakes or being perfect. So then whenever you make a mistake or you have some perceived failure, it's really hard for you to give yourself love. It's really hard for you to be compassionate towards yourself and say, just because this happened doesn't mean that we're shitty. Your knee-jerk reaction sometimes can be to go to that criticism. And so this is just a little reminder of that inner voice that sometimes is very normalized, but it's also our detriment and why we're not really where we want to be, because there's a voice that sometimes is over and over reminding us that we're not deserving, or reminding us that we made a mistake, or reminding us that we effed up, and it keeps us in a low vibration. So I think one of your lessons this year, Dr. Berry, is learning to pivot. and just shake it off. I just heard Taylor Swift. Even though I don't listen to her, that's how I know this is a clairaudient message, because I don't listen to Taylor Swift. But shake it off is what I just heard. Okay? Stop ruminating over what you did and didn't do. Let it go. Everything was for a reason. And if we believe that everything's for a reason, then you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Even if you think it was a failure, that was by design. You were meant to fail and learn what it feels like and learn what to do next. If you didn't fail, how would you know what the next steps were? You wouldn't. All right, I hope that helped. I like that one. You got something, isn't it? Whatever next steps are coming up, Dr. Barry, there's some good ones. Our books are closed, by the way. My books are closed for anyone coming in. The books are closed. I already have enough. I can feel it in my energy level that I'm at capacity with where I'm at right now. So the next time I do it will possibly be tomorrow. I can't promise you. I'm very much in the moment on how I feel. Okay. Where was I at? Let me see. Aaliyah. You're up next. 3 cards for Aaliyah and then Gloria on deck. 3 cards for Aaliyah and then Gloria on deck. The list is closed. I will open it back up tomorrow. Thank you, Dr. Barry. List is closed. Potentially will be open tomorrow. Thank you for asking. Okay, Aaliyah, are you in here? You're in here, right? Because I'm already feeling the energy. Hi. It is time for you to be seen, but you have to stop judging yourself. It is time for you to be seen in all your glory. You are a bright light. You are a beautiful soul. You are a teacher. You are a healer. You are meant to be in the spotlight and you know it, but you are scared to be seen because you judge yourself so harshly. Thank you. You judge yourself so harshly and you project that everyone else is going to judge you, but really it's you projecting on us. You didn't even give me a chance to see you. You didn't even give me a chance to see you. You decided for me that I was not going to like what you were going to say. You decided for me because you're still judging yourself, and that's where the self-love needs to come in. So that's the first message. Where are you still judging yourself so hard? Your spirit team says there is something that you've been judging yourself, and it is blocking you because you're so scared to let this part of you be seen. But it's you, it's your judgment. Your inner child is looking for you to love them, not all these other people. And you got it twisted. You thought it was always out here, and your inner child's like, no, I just want to know that I'm good enough for you. I'm just trying to I'm performing for you. Okay? First message was from your inner child. So that lets me know that you are doing some inner child work, or you need to. Okay? Okay. Because I wanted to do the Mickey Mouse song. Now it's time to say goodbye. Da, 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 da. So I don't know if Disney is really relevant to you. I don't know if Disney is something that's significant in your life. Let me know. Are these her cards? No, that doesn't feel like it. Give me the cards. There's 2 more. Make it specific. Thank you. That one is specific. And then make it specific here. What's the last card that's coming out? You guys see that hairdresser, Ruby? Has anyone seen her? She's a hairdresser. I follow her. If you don't, she's beautiful. But she'll be washing and blow drying people's hair, and she'll be looking into your soul, and she looks gorgeous, and she has all these different cute outfits. And she'll be doing that. I'm going to do that but with Oracle. I'm going to do that with shuffling. I got my cute outfits. I can't do it. Oh, Lord. Okay, and the last card. All right, so, yeah, I've been on Disney Roll watching all my childhood shows. Okay, I love it. We're on par. So no more suffering in silence. Like I said, you're so scared to be seen, and that's exactly what you need. There's a big part of you that really needs community in your healing right now. A lot of us feel like, oh, I can just do it all on my own. You know, when you see a little kid and you're like, I can do it all on my own. I can do it all on my own. Don't help me. And at sometimes, you know, they can, and you're like, nah, they can get it. And you can watch them like, nah, they're going to get it. But there's other times where, you know, because you have the foresight, they need help. They can't do it all on their own. This is where we're at, where you can join these groups and you can join calls and you can join my lives. You can start to seek this stuff. There's a point where you have to admit to yourself that you need some help. Okay, Alina, there's a time where you need to stop suffering in silence, and maybe just the help that you need is just to know that you're not alone. It's just to know that there's one person that cares. And if you don't have an actual friend in your life, then I need you to get with me, or what do we need to talk, or you need to keep showing here, because I'm here. I'm showing up here consistently. I care. So no more suffering in silence. We got to start talking about the things that hurt us. And last but not least, stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. And that's something that you do a lot because you've been conditioned not to trust yourself over the years. You've been conditioned not to trust what it is that you really want. Do I really want this? And that's not a fun place to be, where you're constantly contemplating what you want. And then you feel like lost and you're looking and what are you thinking? That's not a fun place. So it's time for you to quiet the mind, stop judging it, because you judge some of the things that you want and then you gaslight yourself. And then so you will say, okay, like I'm going to give you an example. I want to be a singer. Oh no, I can't be a singer. That's so scary. That's going to put me out there and people are going to judge me. So then the judgment becomes the answer instead of the truth is no. Even despite the judgment, you still want to be a singer, but the judgment is letting you think that you don't. You're gaslighting yourself. You see how we go through these loops? We do that. It may not be singing, but where are you doing that in your life where you know there's certain things that you would love to share? There's certain creativities and certain talents that you would like to showcase, but it's the thought of you getting yourself in front of a stage immediately is the judgment, and then you say, nope, that can't be it. What's something that's easier? Okay, this 9 to 5 that sucks my soul away, but at least it puts food on the table and I can hide under it and da-da-da. And this is how we end up doing these dead-end jobs of shit that we don't even like because we judge ourselves so much to the point where we do nothing. I hope that helps. Ooh, we on fire today. I love it. I love when I feel like I'm in it. Where it's like, we in it, we in it, we in it, we in it. Let's go, let's go. You're welcome, babe. All right. We got Gloria, and then we have Dexter. We got Gloria, and then we got Dexter. And then we have Sarah. Gloria, Dexter, Sarah. See, I am remembering, okay? I can do this, all right? Just because I'm neurodivergent doesn't mean a bitch can't remember a list. I can remember a list. I actually have a photographic memory. I remember the shit I want to remember, actually. Now that I'm being honest. I remember the shit that's important. Okay? Just that's why I'm not interested in that other shit. At school, some of the stuff wasn't important. You were teaching me bullshit. Like the Pythagorean theorem. I've yet to pay a bill with that bitch. All right, Gloria, you're here. I can just talk to myself all day and just be having a fun time. I literally be cracking up on my porch. I know my neighbors are just like, who are you talking to? Myself. I'm funny as fuck. I be having whole sitcoms in my head. Because I grew up in the era of sitcoms, like Family Matters and Full House and shit. I be seeing my life as sitcoms, and I'll hear the and I'll be laughing out loud. I'm like, this shit is so funny. And it's because I'm a writer. I used to think it was because I was crazy. I'm like, it must be weird that I have all these scenes and stuff. No, this is the brain of a creative. So instead of me saying, oh my God, I must be crazy, I'm seeing scenes and movies in my head. Wouldn't this mean that my brain would be great to be a writer for sitcoms? Wouldn't that mean that my brain is great to be a writer of comedy if I'm clearly like seeing my life through comedy? Wouldn't that mean that? Why does it have to be a bad thing? Why can't you see it in a different perspective? Why can't you see that your brain is actually fucking genius and most people don't see the world like you? Like, perfect example. When I hear songs, I don't just hear the song. Sometimes I do if it doesn't really touch me. But if it's a really good song that really touches me, I see a scene in a movie. Okay? Let me just do this. Bear with me. 1 second, okay, Gloria? Just 1 second. Stay on. I just want to show you. This is a part of your reading, I promise. So this is one of the songs that I really love. Okay, so when I hear this song, I don't just hear a beautiful guitar. I don't hear just beautiful acoustic guitar. I hear it, but what I see is a Jeep. And I see a man in a Jeep who's in a very contemplative state right now. He just made a really bad decision, and now he has to sit with his thoughts. And he's going across the country now, in the desert specifically. He's driving in Death Valley, that 2-lane road. It's summertime, so it's really hot. A lot of oranges, a lot of blues. A lot of oranges and reds. There's scenes of him, he's not talking, and they show him, and then they show aerial shots of the Jeep, and they show really wide shots of the Jeep going. And that just lets us know as the audience that the character is contemplating and really thinking about what just happened. That's what I saw. That's what I see when I hear that. That's how I know that I'm clairvoyant. That's how I know that I'm different. And instead of just keeping that to myself, I speak about it because I'm like, no, that would mean that I would be a great music curator for movies. That's what that would mean. If I was with somebody that saw me, that could really get me when I was younger, I probably would have went into a job and said, no, you're great. You have the way that you experience music would make you a great curator for movies. What are the steps to take to be able to pick music for movie scenes? That's a whole genre. That's a whole field. That's a whole career. People get paid to listen to music and say, what does that make you feel? What is that? What do you see when you listen to that? That's a whole fucking job. So anyway, getting to your reading, Gloria, you're limiting yourself is what the start of your reading, okay? You're limiting yourself, and you're not seeing your gifts as gifts. You're not seeing them. You're just seeing them as normal things. No, people don't think how you think. People don't experience the world how you experience it. And the more that you start to get it out, and the more you'll see, oh, wow, that's genius. I love how you do that. You'll start to see, oh, wow, not everybody sees music like this. Not everyone thinks about a whole fucking music scene, a music video. People are not just thinking about music videos randomly. No, it's because not everyone has your creative brain, Gloria. Not everyone has your creative brain. And if you would stop seeing yourself and comparing yourself to everyone else, you would have the opportunity to see how fucking dope you actually are. But you're stuck sometimes comparing yourself to everyone else's genius as a projection and not being able to see your own. And I'm saying it to you like this because you are very talented. Let's see what comes out in your cards. How many did you have? 3? I think you had 3. Yeah, you had 3. Gloria. Psychic awareness. What did I tell ya? You do have gifts. You have psychic awareness gifts. You are very, very gifted. You have the ability to know what people are thinking, claircognizant, clairvoyant, clairaudient. The way that you experience music and the way that you experience the world is very different. You think that it's very typical, but it's not. You're neurodivergent probably. You are very different, okay? And the more that you start to embrace that and celebrate that, the more that you'll start to have creative ideas that have to do with these perceived flaws or these perceived just things that are normal. They're not normal. You are gifted. Okay? And I think that you grew up with not a lot of people seeing this. It's giving Matilda. Have you seen the movie Matilda? Do you like the movie Matilda? Does that resonate with you? If you haven't, I think that you need to watch Matilda, and I think that your inner child will feel very comforted. Get your favorite childhood snack. Here's your homework. Here's your spirit guide giving you actual advice. Get your favorite childhood snack and watch Matilda at some point this week. It's time for you to start tapping in because this is going to be what helps you get to this next level in your life. You know that you're not meant to work a 9-to-5. You know you're not meant to work and be on a team where you can't express yourself fully. Not that you're not a team player, but you need the space to be able to create in a way that you need to because your brain is very different and it's beautiful. And I don't think you had a lot of people telling you that growing up. So if I'm one of the first people to tell you that you have a very beautiful mind, I will be that person. You have a very beautiful, I used to feel very connected to that movie as a child. Yeah, that's because she is you and you are her. That's why. Watch it again and see how you feel now with your favorite snack. The snack is crucial. Okay? Just trust me on this. I'm not saying this, I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass. All right. So you are her and she is you. Okay. So this is the psychic awareness. You need to make sure that you allow yourself to rest so that you can get the downloads and the connection that you need. You don't allow yourself to rest because you have a lot of energy and you don't know how to harness it. You got to rest and you got to allow yourself to meditate and slow down. Harness this energy to be able to collect these downloads by stop giving it to everyone else so frivolously. Okay. You think of your energy as a currency. Think of your energy as a currency. Stop giving your money away all the time. Sometimes you got to save it for yourself and then you can build more and generate more and then you'll be able to have more to give away. But sometimes you give your energy away when you have nothing left to give. And so your spirit team is saying, yo, you got to rest. All right, let's see what the last card is for you. Intuition is one of your biggest gifts. You got to start trusting your gut. You literally get a visceral feeling in your gut when something is not right for you and you choose to ignore it every time. Stop doing that. That is your gift. And the more that you ignore it, the weaker it gets. The more that you honor it, the stronger it gets. You have to learn to trust yourself. Even if what your intuition is telling you doesn't feel good in the current moment. Not everything that is right for you is going to feel good in the current moment. I know I said if it feels good, keep going in the direction, but you know what I'm talking about versus ego feels good versus, damn, I know I need to leave this person alone and it's going to feel so good to just be on my own versus ego. No, it's going to be scary to leave this person. This is not going to feel good. You know the difference on what I'm talking about. You know that moment where you're like, you know, even when it comes to addiction, a lot of addicts say, God, it's going to feel so good to not want that cigarette. You know? Trust your intuition. You know that it's going to feel so good to not want that cigarette, but you also know that in the moment when you crave that cigarette and you make a higher level choice to leave that cigarette alone, you know that shit is going to suck. And everything in your ego is going to tell you to grab the cigarette. But you got to fight that with what you know. You got to create new tools for that cigarette. And I'm not saying that you smoke. Maybe you do. Maybe the gym is the new cigarette. Maybe juicing is the new cigarette. Maybe running is the new cigarette. Maybe yoga is the new cigarette. Maybe breath work is the new cigarette. I hope this helped, Gloria. All right, we got Dexter and Sarah. I remembered, see? Dexter and Sarah. Dexter, where you at? Dexter and Sarah. Dexter, where you at? Thank you, guys. Oh, Dexter. Okay, that's why I'm like, okay, it's different. You have a different thing. That's why I wasn't recognizing. What's going on with Dexter? Let's see. 7 cards. I all of a sudden felt super calm, Dex. I felt very calm when I just tapped into your energy just now, which lets me know that you have been tapping into some tools. And even if you don't feel super calm in this moment, the tools are definitely available to you and you've been using them, but I don't know. I feel like you do. I feel like you've definitely reached some new levels of peace internally because of the epiphanies that you've been having and the integration that has followed. But you've been having some epiphanies the last 2 years, and particularly in this dark night of the soul that you've been in for the last several months. You have been in a dark night, but you are starting to see it differently now because you're recognizing that your darkness is a place of magic. Your darkness is a place of vitality. Your darkness is a place of reincarnation for yourself. Your darkness is a place of understanding. Your darkness is a place of knowledge. And so you start to say, well, since I get all these good things from my darkness, is the darkness really that scary? Or is it just a little uncomfortable until it's not? Maybe I can reframe the darkness to be somewhere that I go to collect data, to be a better person in the light. And so I think that these epiphanies that you've been having the last several months has really changed you. I can tell the energy is much more grounded, reassured, confident. You've been really putting yourself out there. Whatever exposure therapy that you've been doing, it's working. Your life force has changed. I told you I was feeling it. Your life force, you have more of a zest. You have more of a purpose. Look, it matches. Hey, okay, your life force. And it's crazy too, because I have more of a flirty energy right now. I've noticed that I just went right into a flirty energy. And I'm like, yo, why am I in a flirty energy? And I think it's because you're ready to get back out there, or you already met somebody, or you're flirting with somebody, or you're talking to somebody. Who you flirting with, Dexter? Are you flirting with somebody? Are you ready to flirt with somebody? What's up? Or maybe someone's ready to flirt with you, and maybe because you let go of the need to flirt with everybody, you're magnetizing. But I just saw this. I said, wait, why are you all of a sudden doing the hips and stuff? I think you've been doing some healing around your sacral chakra. Something's been going on. All right? You've been healing something with your sexuality. I'm going to say it. Something's been going on. You've been doing some type of healing that has really been helping you get confident in who you are. And I like that. Okay, card number 3, life force, new life, mothering energy. You have healed a lot with the mother. You've healed a lot with your mom, and the radical acceptance of who she is and radical acceptance of who you are. We oftentimes mirror the energy of our mothers. So if we have mothers that have a very hard time accepting themselves, if we have mothers that have a very low self-concept, 9 times out of 10, we typically tend to gain that type of character trait as well. And so it lets me know that this mother card came out, that this new life, this new zest that I'm feeling for you is because you've had some radical acceptance around your mama. You said, listen, mama, you may have these feelings about yourself, but I'm not going to walk around with this self-hatred no more. I'm not walking around with this anxiety and this fear around who I am. I recognize that you've made me feel like there was something wrong about me, and there's nothing wrong with me. And so I'm going to be over here and you can be over there with your thoughts. That's the energy I'm giving. I don't know if that was a conversation that y'all had or what. That's the energy. Okay, what's this? Rest. You've been getting your rest. You've been prioritizing yourself. You've been taking care of yourself. And if you've fallen off, because I always get the messages to say it can go either way, just make sure you're prioritizing the rest. Sometimes we have the tendency when we start feeling good and we get a dose of this frequency and we start feeling good, we start to just burn it out. Still find balance. Okay, I know that you're healing and you're starting to feel these new realms and you're quantum leaping and you're starting to feel these new frequencies and it feels good, but this is not a time to let go of your practices and to be all up and out in this. Still make the balance, make the rest. I know a lot of people want to be in your energy right now. You're magnetizing. A lot of people are wanting to be around you, but you got to make sure that you still take care of you. Don't lose yourself. Okay? Don't lose yourself because it feels good. Take care of yourself. Have boundaries with yourself. Not everyone gets access to you 24/7 all the time. That's what keeps me, okay, the lure. Yeah. What else is coming up? You didn't answer my question earlier too, and you just put eyeballs, and I was talking about love, and if you was over here flirting with people and you just put eyeballs. So look, a heart just came out. Someone is in need of your love. Offer it to them. What's going on, Dexter? You're not telling me something. But there's something going on with your heart. And there's something going on. It says someone is in need of your love. And this... Thank you. I know it. I know it. Okay, someone's in need of your love. Have grace. Have grace. You've done work. You've done work. And now this is the time that you're really going to be tested when you're in this relationship. You're treading lightly. Have grace. This is the time where you can extend more compassion, where you can go really slow. I'm hearing slow it down. And I'm hearing to give patience. Because remember, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for someone who's willing to do the work. So as long as they're willing to do that work, have patience. That trigger, the triggers that we may feel in the future, the triggers that we may feel is just a mirror. And it's giving us an opportunity to show up the way that we wish people would have showed up with us if they're worth it. It's teaching you how to be a better version. It's teaching you how to be more graceful. It's teaching you to be more loving. This is what it's teaching you. This is why I was nagging at you. I'm like, tell me a little, because this is a big lesson for you right now. How do you want to show up? Do you want to love people? How do you want to be treated while still having boundaries and while still being able to follow your intuition and say, okay, enough is enough? Or yeah, I can see things progressing. To not lie to yourself or to gaslight yourself or to look at red flags. To always be honest and to choose yourself even if you thought you were ready and you thought this was it. Because it could be a test to see, are you really ready to choose yourself by still being able to recognize what's not? And I'm not saying that this is what's happening, so don't let me make you feel that way. But I'm just saying, this is ultimately to see how you are going to show up in situations and if you are going to honor yourself. And by honoring yourself, you will ultimately honor them. Period. By not forcing anything to be there that's not. By allowing yourself to feel different.